You know, you're no longer at the doors of Parliament Hill now. You are inside of Parliament Hill. They tried for many years to make it look like this is a fringe group of people who are trying to protect an animal for those who wanted to hunt it so they can support their family, and that's the Aboriginals. The truth of the matter is that it has been all along an industry that is unsubstantiated in nature, uneconomical, and supported by the vast majority of the people of Canada. In essence, you are not alone. Over 65% of the Canadian people do not support the seal hunt. You're not alone. Over 70% of the American people do not support the hunt. You're not alone. Over 75% of the Europeans do not support the hunt. In essence, you are part of the majority. Yeah! And what we need to do is first to thank IFA for the tremendous amount of work they have done. I'm going to say this publicly because I have been working on this issue silently for over 14 years. Only I got my strength about 3 years ago when I decided to do something about it as an individual. And I attended a reception where I met members of IFA, and I told them what I was planning to do, and I asked them if they would be kind enough in order to give me their wisdoms and give me their ideas and their views on it. And I worked with them, and they gave me their views, and their views were not radical at all, were pragmatic, were middle of the road, were factual. Because every time I met with them, I verified everything they have told me with the Department of Fisheries and Oceans, with other sources, to ensure that I'm not dealing with what the government and some would like us to believe, a fringe group. Yeah! The only fringe group of people that we have is a bunch of politicians sitting on Parliament Hill that have no guts, no courage. These are the fringe. Awesome. These are the group that listen to special interests. 6,000 hunters with $1,100 before deduction. It's not an industry. Not a viable industry.
I love him.
That is not an industry. 6,000 hunters that slaughter close to 250,000 seals a year in order to gather $1,100 before deduction. It's not an industry. No. What the government needs to do is to have the backbones to establish a transition for these farmers, to get them off the commercial seal hunt and into sustainable industries that they can support their families. And what they like us to believe, that we are not supportive of the Aboriginal people. The truth of the matter is not. We are supportive of the Aboriginal. And the proposal that we put in fact, protect the Aboriginal right. It protects the Aboriginal right. This is not about the Inuit. This is about commercial seal hunt. As Cheryl had indicated a little earlier, this is about a slaughter that's not economically sustainable, a slaughter that is not humane in nature. That is causing us as a country yes, shame. That is embarrassing. I traveled to Europe and attended many meetings, and I met with many officials. And when I asked some of those Canadian officials who worked in those embassies about the seal hunt, privately they told me that was one thing that they wished a solution would be found for it. Privately, I wish those officials would speak out publicly like I'm speaking out. Yeah. I wish they would do that. Not a single politician who travel abroad to Europe or elsewhere will not tell you that it's embarrassing for us as politicians, as Canadian politicians, to be sitting in meetings where the absolute vast majority of the politicians in those meetings are opposed. And we stand up alone in the whole wide world, shamelessly alone. So what I need you to do is to keep on with your fight. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. My office have received over 30,000 emails of people who are outraged. People who wanted their politicians to listen, to discuss, to take action on their behalf. I need you to continue so we can join together. We have out of 105 senators now, we have one senator. That's a start. That's not an end. We will not stop until we get the majority of these politicians to come out of their holes and to support us in banning the commercial seal hunt in Canada. These petitions that have been circulated around, you can have access to them. Pass them on to your friends, pass them on to your neighbors, pass them on to anybody that you know that cares. And the majority of the people do care. Just look around you, all of these young people, male and female, who came out. God obviously is on your side. It's a beautiful day out there. And I wanted to just to end by saying that it really has been a great pleasure and honor for me to have had the opportunity to work with so many of you. And I want to pledge to you that I will not relent. I will not stop until we put a stop to the seal hunt.
Okay, it's official. I'm in love with Mac Harb.
We love you, Mac Harb!
Okay, so as Mac told you, there are all sorts of ways for you to let the ripples that have started here today to turn into waves of action. Don't leave here today, ladies and gentlemen, without signing a petition, without signing a postcard to Harb. The Harb postcard, is that the official name? Harb postcard. We've even got an official name for them. And also, ladies and gentlemen, when you get home, you can write to your MPs if you haven't already, or get your family and friends to do that at sealmyvote.ca. We also want to flood the Senate with emails. You can do that in just a few easy clicks by going to stopthesealhunt.ca. This is all information you can find online. So please, let's get that 32,000 emails up to 100,000